Mike Waltz has had his share of headline-making moments, most recently the Signal group chat scandal.
It's embarrassing,
Right.
yes. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
Luckily for Mike, through all the chaos, he could always count on his wife, Dr. Julia Nesheiwat, to be his source of support. So, how did Julia and Mike meet? That part's still a mystery. But what we do know is that Mike doesn't hold back from showing his love for her on social media. On Mother's Day 2024, he posted, "Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms across America today, especially my amazing wife, Julia. Thank you for being a source of strength and inspiration to our family." Sweet, right? As for their marriage, it looks like the couple tied the knot around August 2021. On August 22, 2023, Mike posted an anniversary message on Instagram. "Can't believe it's been 2 years already. Thank you, Julia Nesheiwat, for being my best friend, partner, and wife. Happy anniversary." He even shared a photo from their wedding day. So, while the exact date isn't publicly known, we can piece it together from his post.
It's a bit confusing, I think, to a lot of people.
The couple now lives in St. Johns County, Florida, with their young son, Armand, who's 3 years old. And while they tend to keep family life pretty private, Mike does give us little glimpses here and there. For example, he shared a family Easter celebration at the White House in April 2025. Mike also has a daughter, Anderson, from a previous marriage, and he's spoken lovingly about her too. It's clear how much his kids mean to him, as he once captioned a selfie with Julia, Armand, and Anderson. "Dad is the most important title I'll ever have." Now, Julia isn't just a politician's spouse standing in the background. Far from it. She's got an impressive resume of her own. Born in Carmel Hamlet, New York, Julia grew up in a family of 5 siblings and carved out a career that's taken her across the military, government, and private sectors. She's currently the Vice President of Policy and Insights at TC Energy, a North American energy company. And that's not all. Julia is also a distinguished fellow at the Atlantic Council's Global Energy Center and sits on the board of advisors for Power Edison, a mobile energy storage company. Not exactly a quiet life.
It's just been such a great ride to be in the energy sector these days.
And she's no stranger to politics. Julia has worked under 3 administrations, Bush, Obama, and Trump, with more than 2 decades of government service and some major responsibilities. In December 2020, she was appointed commissioner on the U.S. Arctic Research Commission, reporting to the White House and Congress. Before that, she was Florida's first chief resilience officer, tackled climate and emergency preparedness, served as deputy assistant to the president for Homeland Security and Resilience, and even acted as a U.S. presidential envoy for hostage affairs. Her credentials read like 3 careers in one. Julia is also a U.S. Army veteran. She spent 8 years as a military intelligence officer in Iraq and Afghanistan and even earned a Bronze Star. She left the Army in 2005 as a captain. Definitely an impressive journey. Throughout her service, Julia focused on strategic energy planning and climate risk integration. She was even part of diplomatic efforts tied to rebuilding and recovery in Iraq.
One small correction, I'm a former Deputy Assistant Secretary. I did serve in our Energy Resources Bureau at the State Department.
But climate isn't just a professional focus for her. It's something she's truly passionate about. In one interview, she explained how her time in government and the military opened her eyes to the connection between the environment and national security. And honestly, when you hear her talk about it, you can tell it's something she really believes in.
In the United States, we see access to affordable, reliable, clean, and secure supplies of energy as a fundamental national security concern. And really, this is for every country.
And just as Mike Waltz has had a strong pillar of support in Julia, his successor as United States National Security Advisor, Marco Rubio, also has a trusted partner by his side, his wife, Janette.
My most important job is a husband and a father, and I want to do that job as well as I can.
Janette, now 51, was raised in Miami by Colombian immigrant parents. Marco, whose parents came from Cuba, met her when he was 19, and she was just 17 at the West Miami Recreation Center. Yep, high school sweethearts in the making.
I was 19 and she was 17.
So did you know right away?
I did, I'm not sure she did.
After 7 years together, their relationship had grown, and Marco was ready to pop the question. at the top of the Empire State Building, no less. A scene straight out of a rom-com.
New York City has a special meaning for you.
Yeah,
Because,
I got engaged here.
yeah.
Why that spot? Because Janette loved Sleepless in Seattle. He proposed on Valentine's Day. Now that's setting the bar high. He tried to incorporate something I liked, Janette once said.
So I got her up there, I proposed, and then I was afraid, I don't know why, I thought she was gonna drop the ring off the side, so I grabbed the ring back, and then I gave it back to her when we got to the bottom.
Janette and Marco tied the knot in 1998 in Coral Gables, Florida, and have been building their life together ever since. Now, Janette isn't your typical political spouse. Sure, she used to be a cheerleader for the Miami Dolphins, but let's not stereotype. That chapter only lasted a year, and it wasn't her dream job. She wasn't that cheerleader type, said Janette's former teammate. She was more introverted than 95% of the team. And while Marco's political career kept accelerating, from local office to the state legislature to the Senate, Janette made it clear she wasn't chasing the spotlight. She preferred a life of stability and faith, focused on raising their 4 kids: Amanda, Daniela, Anthony, and Dominic.
It's amazing because I see so much of Marco in all of my kids. Daniela's passion, Amanda's very deep, loves to read books, and Anthony is the same way, and Dominic is just very charismatic, and I see so much of them in Marco.
Let's talk about that balancing act. Janette has always tried to protect family time. When Marco was serving in the Florida legislature, she would regularly travel up to Tallahassee with their kids. Friends saw it as her way of keeping family front and center in a world of late-night political deal-making. Even during his Senate campaign in 2010, Janette made it clear to the team, if he could be home at night, he should be.
You know, I think the absence away from home is tough on us.
So, what does Janette do now? Mostly, she's focused on family. She attends Bible study, posts heartwarming family moments on Instagram, and keeps politics at arm's length. But that doesn't mean Janette hasn't influenced her husband's views. Far from it.
You know, it is what it is.
Mrs. Rubio is deeply committed to faith and family values. Over time, those values have shaped Marco's political stances, especially on issues like abortion. Friends say her convictions helped deepen his own. She even took him to a shelter for victims of child SA, which played a role in his decision to co-sponsor legislation to protect them.
I'm just so proud of him and just what he's been able to accomplish.
Janette has also been active in community work, especially around human trafficking. She serves on Florida's statewide Council on Human Trafficking and is involved with Christie's House, a local organization supporting children who've survived abuse and trafficking. Earlier in her career, Janette worked for billionaire Norman Brahman, helping identify philanthropic causes. And no, she's not just sitting on the sidelines. When Marco's political team hit rough waters, some staffers even turned to Janette to help steer the ship. She became a quiet, yet powerful force behind the scenes, a gatekeeper and moral compass.
Marco, when he dives into something, when he wants to know about an issue, he's gonna know everything about it.
But don't expect to see Mrs. Rubio giving campaign speeches or chasing media attention. She's made her position clear. I'm not pushing myself out there. I need to be with the kids just to give them that balance, she told Politico. And that's pretty much been her approach from the start.
We are very blessed. Family's a gift. God has given us such a gift. I cannot be more thankful.
So what's the secret to their relationship? According to Marco, it's not just about feelings, it's about commitment. Love isn't just a feeling, he once said. It actually requires you to act on it. It's a sacrificial love. The kind of love that keeps you showing up, even when political life pulls you in every direction.